On the night of February 14, 2019, at around 11:40 p.m., a rideshare driver named Rizal Fadilla accepted what would become his final order. The pickup location was near Pasar Lama, Serpong, just outside Jakarta. It was drizzling that night, the kind of slow, whispering rain that soaked the asphalt and dulled the glow of streetlights. The trip seemed simple, about 7 kilometers, leading to a new housing complex called Green Cendana Residence. But what caught Rizal's attention was the passenger's profile. The name displayed on the app was Nadia P., a young woman wearing a white jacket in her profile photo. The account had existed since 2016, but it hadn't shown any activity for the past 3 years. Rizal hesitated at first. The pickup point was a bit far, and the rain had gotten heavier. Still, he decided to take it. It was his last ride for the night, and the passenger's 5-star rating seemed trustworthy. At 11:52 p.m., Rizal's GPS log showed his motorbike leaving the main road, heading toward the outskirts, a quieter area, lined with unfinished houses and half-lit streets. At 12:15 a.m., his phone signal suddenly vanished around km 27 of the Serpong Ring Road, a stretch of road long known to be under reconstruction and avoided by most late-night drivers. By morning, his family reported him missing. The rideshare company located his last known GPS ping, a single point, right at the curve leading into Green Cendana. 3 days later, his motorbike was found by local residents. The key was still in the ignition. The engine was cold, but Rizal was gone. Inside the storage compartment beneath the seat, police found his smartphone, still on, with one unsent voice message. It lasted 47 seconds. And that short recording would soon become one of the most chilling mysteries ever documented in the history of Indonesian rideshare cases.
The voice note was first played inside a police station, witnessed by 2 of Rizal's co-workers and his older brother. The sound was grainy, filled with the low hum of rain and the constant buzz of the motorbike's engine. It started normally enough. Rizal's voice was calm. "Okay, miss, hold on a bit, the rain's getting heavier. Which block was it again?" A soft female voice responded faintly from the back seat. Her tone was gentle, but unnervingly flat. "Block C, the end one near the park." Then came a long stretch of silence. Only the sound of the engine and the tires cutting through water. At the 20-second mark, Rizal spoke again, sounding slightly confused. The road's looping weirdly. We've passed the park already, miss." No reply. Only wind. At 30 seconds, something strange appeared on the waveform. A second layer of audio. It wasn't background noise. It was another voice. Experts would later describe it as 2 overlapping human voices speaking on different frequencies. Barely audible, garbled, like a whisper carried by static. Then came the final moment. At 46 seconds, Rizal's tone changed, startled, almost frightened. "Miss, who's that behind you?" Then a metallic crash, followed by complete silence. What made investigators uneasy was the metadata. The recording was timestamped at 12:21 a.m., yet Rizal's GPS signal had already disappeared 3 minutes earlier. Technically, that message should have been impossible to record or save.
The following day, local police and volunteers searched the area where Rizal's signal had last been detected. The old road toward Green Cendana was mostly unfinished, patches of gravel, overgrown weeds, and pools of stagnant rainwater. When they reached the curve mentioned in the recording, a faint metallic odor hung in the air. Officers dug through a patch of disturbed soil and uncovered Rizal's helmet, half buried, along with his rideshare jacket, torn across the left shoulder. But there was no trace of his body. Near the helmet, they discovered another cell phone, an old white model, screen cracked, battery dead. Inside its memory card were a few photos. One of them showed a young woman in a white jacket standing at the gate of Green Sendana residence. She looked exactly like the woman from the rideshare profile, Nadia P. When authorities tried to verify the account, it no longer existed. Company servers showed the phone number associated with that profile had been inactive since 2016.
Residents near the construction site began sharing stories once news spread. A night watchman named Jaya told police that he had seen a woman standing by the roadside that same night. "It was just after midnight," he said. "A girl in a white jacket standing under the mahogany tree. I thought she was waiting for someone, but when I walked closer, she wasn't there anymore." Locals also recalled an old accident at that exact curve. In 2016, a young store clerk named Nadia Putri had died after losing control of her motorbike, skidding off the road into a small ravine. Police archives confirmed the accident. The timestamp on the report: February 14, 2016, 12:20 a.m. 3 years later, on the same hour, on the same date, another person disappeared in the same place. The police forensic lab examined the 47-second file. Spectrogram analysis revealed two distinct vocal layers. The main track clearly captured Rizal and the female passenger, but buried beneath it was a faint male whisper, audible only when the frequencies were enhanced. When filtered, the whisper formed partial words, like "help, get out of this road." Technicians leaned closer, replaying it again and again. Then, just before the metallic crash, two female voices, not one, overlapped perfectly and said the same word in unison: "Finished." A week after the case made headlines, more drivers began posting in online forums. Several claimed to have received ride requests from a user named Nadia P. Every one of those requests pointed to the same pickup spot, KM27. One driver, Dimas, shared a screenshot of his canceled order. "When I got there," he wrote, "there was no one, just a fallen helmet on the ground. Then my map started spinning, like it wanted me to turn back." Dimas said he suddenly heard a woman's voice through his Bluetooth headset, whispering directly into his ear, "Don't look for him, you'll follow next." After that, the profile disappeared completely from the platform. Company support denied any record of the account ever existing. A week later, the app's database logs for that date were quietly wiped. For 2 weeks, search and rescue teams scoured the ravine and the surrounding forest. They dug, dredged, and combed through the muddy terrain. But no human remains, no blood, no belongings were found beyond what had already been collected. When sniffer dogs were brought in, they repeatedly barked toward a sealed section of the old road, a stretch that had been blocked off years ago due to landslides. Behind that barricade was only a patch of swamp and dense brush.
Some locals warned them not to enter. The place, they said, had always been known for the woman who hitchhikes at night. One volunteer later claimed he saw her. Quote, "A woman with long hair standing at the curve, staring straight at us," he whispered. "Then she vanished when I pointed my flashlight." Unquote. A month after the search was officially called off, something inexplicable happened. The police's evidence phone, Resolve's own, which had been kept offline, suddenly sent a new file to the rideshare company's cloud server. The file name was identical, voice14feb.mp3, but this time it was only 9 seconds long. When investigators played it, the voice was female, clear, calm, and echoing as though recorded in an empty room. "Thank you for taking me home." And then the file deleted itself. Server logs confirmed the file had been uploaded from Rizal's device at 12:21 a.m., exactly 1 year after his disappearance. By mid-2020, the local government permanently closed the KM27 access road, diverting traffic to a newly constructed bypass. Officially, the reason was unstable terrain. Unofficially, officers admitted to a growing list of electronic disturbances in the area. Phones dying simultaneously, GPS units freezing, and car radios picking up voices whispering between stations. Locals began calling it Nadia's Road, a place where 2 souls vanished on the same date, at the same time, 3 years apart. To this day, Rizal Fadila has never been found. His family keeps the recovered phone in a small glass case. Every year, on February 14th, his wife claims she receives a call from an unknown number, always at exactly 12:21 a.m. When she answers, there's only the sound of rain, the low hum of a motorcycle engine, and then a voice, faint, distant, but unmistakably his. "Miss, who's that behind you?" And then silence. No one knows where Rizal went that night, or who the woman in white truly was. But one thing remains certain. Somewhere along that dark, forgotten stretch of road, a phone still holds the echo of a ride that never ended.